Welcome to West Wing Week.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, President Hamid Karzai came to the White House, as did 9 newly posted foreign ambassadors. The president held the final news conference of his first term and initiated 23 separate executive actions to combat gun violence.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
That's January 11th to January 17th, or now is the time. On Friday, the president hosted President Hamid Karzai and his delegation at the White House to discuss our continued transition in Afghanistan and the enduring partnership between our two countries.
Our troops will continue to fight alongside Afghans when needed, but let me say it as plainly as I can. Starting this spring, our troops will have a different mission: training, advising, assisting Afghan forces. It will be a historic moment and another step toward full Afghan sovereignty, something I know that President Karzai cares deeply about, as do the Afghan people.
Friday also marked the 105th anniversary of the designation of the Grand Canyon as a national monument. West Wing Week caught up with Secretary of the Interior Ken Salazar for an installment of This Day in History.
January 11th is a very important day in the history of the United States. That's the day when President Teddy Roosevelt declared the Grand Canyon as a national monument. Today, the Grand Canyon hosts as many as 4 million visitors a year and creates about 6,000 jobs a year for the surrounding economy. It is one of the keystones that brings people from around the world to come and visit the United States of America and the Southwest. It is one of our crown jewels of the Southwest. It ties into our great national parks at Rocky Mountain and places like Boulder Canyon and Glen Canyon and so many other places, which truly are economic drivers for our economy. President Obama has been a strong proponent of making sure that we're taking care of these very special places, because the president knows that every job we create in America is important, and these jobs that come through conservation especially affect the rural economies in a very good way, and we're very proud of the work that we've done at the Grand Canyon.
On Monday, the president invited the White House press corps to the East Room for one last news conference before his first term as president comes to an end. He used the occasion to explain why Republicans in Congress should not refuse to increase the debt limit.
So to even entertain the idea of this happening, of the United States of America not paying its bills, is irresponsible. It's absurd. You don't go out to dinner, then eat all you want, and then leave without paying the check. If Congress wants to have a debate about maybe we shouldn't go out to dinner next time, maybe we should go to a more modest restaurant, that's fine.
That afternoon, 9 recently posted foreign ambassadors arrived at the White House for a traditional ceremony that marks the formal beginning of their tenure in Washington, representing the Republic of Poland, Japan, the Republic of Zambia, Mongolia, the Republic of Kazakhstan, the Republic of Paraguay, Tuvalu, the Republic of Maldives, and Mexico. On Wednesday, the president and vice president unveiled a package of proposals to reduce gun violence as part of the administration's response to the Newtown, Connecticut shootings.
Over the month since the tragedy in Newtown, we've heard from so many, and obviously none have affected us more than the families of those gorgeous children and their teachers and guardians who were lost. But we also heard from unexpected people. In particular, I started getting a lot of letters from kids. 4 of them are here today: Grant Fritz, Julia Stokes, Hina Ziha, and Tasia Good. They're pretty representative of some of the messages that I got. These are some pretty smart letters from some pretty smart young people, and their voices should compel us to change.
The package included 23 executive actions that the president initiated immediately, and also specific legislative recommendations that Congress should also act on urgently. Later, Ben Rhodes summarized for us President Hamid Karzai's visit for The Roads Traveled.
Hi. Last week, the president met with President Hamid Karzai of Afghanistan here at the White House, and the two leaders made an important decision that Afghanistan and its security forces would move into the lead across Afghanistan for security this spring, on the way to a full transition to Afghan security by the end of next year. It's an important milestone on the path towards ending the war, and once again a reminder of the extraordinary sacrifices that our troops have made in Afghanistan over the last decade.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Come on, look at this
smile
guy.
on this guy. I mean, this guy's
He's a handsome guy.
man. He
Yeah,
is
he's
a
gonna break
handsome
some
guy.
hearts. Absolutely. Come on.
Good?
Perfect.
There we go. I love West Wing.